Today I want to talk to you about these two stations. You surely already know them. Many of you will recognize the blue one, our Evo3POD station, and others already know this very high one. It's the English one, the Ian Golds fishing station. These two are the most used stations on the surf casting competition fields in Italy and Europe today, in 2022. I can say this because I am the man that is always on the competition fields, following the most important events, world and Italian championships. I'm always there, taking note, because I like a lot making statistics about how many fishing stations are there. It's in my own interest, because I am the founder of Evo3POD and manufacturer of these fishing stations. And I must tell you that Evo3POD, this one, our fishing station, I am really proud of, despite being only in its 5th year of life, has become today the most used fishing station on the Italian surf casting competition fields. It's the one that we find in the highest percentage. Ian Golds, this other one, very tall, 2 meters and 10, it is a fishing station coming from England, and it is conceived in England too, where they need much taller tripods. It is still the most used station on international fields. When I went in Spain, France, and I witnessed races abroad, I noticed that this station has the higher percentage. For two reasons. First of all, is a foreign one. Evo3POD, it's a made-in-Italy product. It worked well in Italy. We are at the 5th, 6th year from birth, and we are going out now abroad. And this one is about 20 years old, maybe a little more. Who fished before 5 years ago and wanted a good fishing station chose this one. Now, there are both. Why am I making this video? It's not because I want to say use this station instead of that one. I just wanted to inform you firstly about the most used fishing stations. Ian Golds, made in UK, 2 meters and 10 centimeters, double rod, also available with the single rod customization. It has a central angle profile and the 16 mm round profile front legs. Evo3POD slightly lower, being thought for the Italian market. We then have seen that the 180 station is the best-selling. Angle profile, 60 mm front legs, and the difference is the angle profile. The Ian Golds angle profile has the sides of 2.5 centimeters and is 3 mm thick. Evo3POD has an angle profile with the 3 cm sides, slightly wider, but slightly thinner too, just 2 mm. So, the two are similar regarding weight. What's my goal in this video? My goal is to show you a nice tutorial on how to extend the station on my left, this one, the Ian Golds, using the Evo3POD components. I explain. Traveling abroad, when I go to see match anglers, when I go to let you see live world championships, I see and learn things that can be useful to me as founder of this Evo3POD brand, and that can help my brand to conquer also the other shores. And I noticed a very important thing. It's a very important signal. All those who used this fishing station on my left side, they had on it at least one Evo3POD component, a front bar, or two components, or the tray, the big basket, an internal triangle, the sidebar. What does it mean? It means that the compatibility is almost at 100%, and in this video I just want to show you this, because many owning this tripod call me and say, I want to get an Evo3POD, but which one you have now? I have Ian Golds, don't change it. Hats off for this station. But you must know that you can add all the components that you want. We will see this. If you have a Ian Golds station, therefore with angle rear spike, 60 mm front legs as Evo3POD, let's see how many things we can add. First of all, I remove the original Ian Golds leg lock kit, unscrewing the screw and the two front knobs on the legs, and then I remove also the folding pedal used to place the spike. The screw away, unscrew it, then we will replace it. We removed the leg lock kit that was mounted on this hole and the foldable footrest useful to stick the spike that was mounted here. All accessories that we can then put back on. Now we remove the last components that are the two little rings on the legs. Let's completely disassemble and discover how to expand it. This goes away, snap off. This one slides away, and now Ian Golds is ready, plain. Let's start with order, from the leg lock. Evo3POD leg lock kit. Let's say the original one broke, got lost, broke an arm. Will it be compatible? Angle foot in the angle housing. We block it at 10 centimeters. Insert the legs in the frontal blocks. I remind you that the legs are 60 millimeters, so very compatible. Now we loosen the body again and pull up the leg lock. This is the classical leg lock, 15 centimeters long. 15 is the sidearm's length. We bring it up to this point, where usually we can find this label. We bring it here. Tighten the central knob. Tighten the blocks. Evo3POD leg lock, fully compatible. We can then change the tripod's angle by pulling up the arms, closing the legs, and put it more upright. Or we can pull down the arms and put it in a more classical 20 degrees typical angle. If I would have a single rod station, maybe because the double rod get lost or broke, we can check if it's compatible with the double rod bracket Evo3POD. Now, I put just the lower one, because I didn't remove the upper one, because if one fits, the other fits too. We loosen the knob, insert, bring to the desired height, here, so I stay in the picture, tighten it, and this is compatible too. Double rod bracket assembled. At this point, useless to say, if we managed to assemble the short leg locker, that means we can add the long one too, that has the 40 centimeters aluminium arms. Long leg locker, highly compatible. The long leg locker, unlike the short one that works higher, works at a pelvis height, here, at the center, right up the bottom rod support, if we would have the bottom rod support, or anyway at the bait tray level. Why? Because once the lower leg locker with the long aluminium arms is assembled and leveled, we can also put the internal triangular fabric bait tray. Here it is, our bait tray, the most used, the most beautiful, the most copied, that cannot be entirely copied, because it has an exclusive Evo3POD attachment system. Side stretch on the two longer sides, frontal brand, micro-meshed bottom, that let the water pass and nothing else. We place it sideways on the arms and close the stretch. We do the same on the other side. Open the stretch, close the stretch around the arm, and then, since that this bed tray has stretched bands, we reinforce it to put in tension with the bands too. Triangular fabric bait tray assembled on the lock legs side arms, therefore very strong, micro-meshed bottom bait tray. So now we have already two components here, the lower leg locker, the one with the long arms, and the triangular fabric bait tray. Let's see what else we can add to this tripod. We understood that the legs are 16 millimeters, like those of Evo3POD. This means that on the legs we can mount all the components we want, thanks to the Evo3POD ETB16 attachments. These are just the ETB16 bodies, the ones that we put on the leg. Then, on the threaded part, we mount a trace bar, a tray. We'll see this right now. I have now inserted two ETB16 bodies, one on the left and the other on the right. I can leave them on when I close the legs. I can remove them, keep one, two. I will put two so that we can have something on the right and something on the left. Now, regardless of the color we will choose, we'll put a lateral rod rest arm on the right side. Because I'm right-handed, I guess I will cast. Then I will put the rod low. I can slide it over the length of the leg, so if I need a lower rod, I will lower it. We leave it here to stay in the picture. The lateral rod rest arm Evo3POD is this one, full aluminium, threaded to hold the little fork. Threads are in standard size. This is the one supplied. No one forbids us to mount one of those nice, bigger and rubber forks. Here's the lock nut fastening. I stop where I need to place the leg, and I fasten to the lock nut. I set up a lateral rod rest arm, so I have the rod high over there, or I put it here. If then I would like to use this lateral rod rest arm as a two-in-one, I can take the Tenbin mini traces holder hooks
Porta, Travi e Tenbin e andarli
and insert them on the arm. I unscrew the fork, insert the hooks and screw the fork. Now, here, on just one accessory, I can have a rod rest arm up and 3 hooks below, where I can take my mini traces, Tenbin or traces. On the other side, we have another ETB16. We can set up another accessory. We put the quick release tray, the deep one, that's perfect both for accessory when it's windy. Little bags doesn't fly away because it's deep, or bait, and I explain why bait. Meanwhile, we screw on the ETB16 thread the support plate. Quick release plate. Why? Because it is quickly hooked on this plate, as we saw. And in the case we put inside sandworms have to be shaken, come to the surface, and then we can pick them. Therefore, I call this bait tray. Why? Because the sandworms that come in polystyrene box, generally larger than this one, has to be loosened with a lot of water, spilled into the little tray, and the little tray itself is used as the polystyrene box. I release it, shake, let the sandworms come up and pick them, then I put back the tray here. Wait! Because with this video I will show you everything. I just ask you one thing. Come on up! Here we go. Subscribe to my channel and click on the bell. What's the bell for? Everybody told you by now. It's not for playing, but to be updated with the upcoming videos I will upload. You will receive a message from YouTube. Fishing Evolution uploaded another video. But this ETB16 that can set the tray leveled right facing our rod, or frontally here, on the front part of the tripod. And here we have the traces, and here we have the bait. Let us add another accessory. I have it in my hand. It's the needles holder tube. You will say, there are no more holes and threads left. Where can you put this needles holder tube? Here's the tray. Here's the little arm. Should we mount another ETB16? No. Watch. I release the tray, unscrew the plate that has a little bit longer thread, long thread, unscrew the ETB16 locker knob. Now, if I unscrew this one, the body slides down, so I unscrew the knob and screw the plate in its place. This plate has two uses. It works as a tray support and as a knob. It's a knob shaped as a plate. So, what will I do? I will place the tray this way, in front of the tripod, leveled. On the other side, I will screw its clip, already supplied, because when you buy the ETB16, it comes with body, knob and clip. I screw the clip in, and now, on one body, I built tray support on one side, and a needles holder on the other one. So, now I have here rod rest arm, Tenbin mini traces holder, bait tray, and needles holder. Bait, needles and traces, all on the front legs thanks to the two Evo3POD ETB16 bodies. Wait! That's not all. I have to show you more. As I explained to you before, thanks to the full ETB16, this one with the clips, one on the left and the other on the right, at the same height, I can set up a nice trace bar, one of 1 meter long, or 95 centimeters to be precise. I insert two ETB16, I prepare a nice black bar with the tricolor comb, and I hook it on the front ETB16 clips. So, now on my tripod's front I have a trace bar too. The question, Andrea, may I put a short 30 cm sidearm on my tripod? The answer is yes. Of course, some components exclude others. If you set up this one, you will not be able to mount the trace bar. Where can we put it, then? Naturally, we can put it always on the lateral ETB16. Now, I remove the little arm and I place the lateral trace arm. Being the leg slightly inclined, the sidearm is consequently slightly rising, but this doesn't prevent the lateral traces hooking. But now, if you like this video, you can show me it by clicking the big thumb on the top, on the like. Leave a comment down here, because I will answer to you. Let's go on then. So, making a quick recap, to this point, we practically added to this Ian Golds fishing station all the compatible parts, all of them. Practically all the components we saw are compatible. We put short leg locker, compliant, the frontal ETB16 on the legs, on which we can set up side components as the side rest rod arm equipped with the Tenbin holder hooks, the side tray with the 2-in-1 system where we put also the needles holder tube, fast release tray and needles tube holder on one body. Then, two ETB16 clips included. The frontal ones, these where we set up the frontal trace bar. And the leg locker with the long 40 cm aluminium arms, with the bait tray on, the triangular bait tray. Until now, we worked on the frontal legs, but you don't need to put everything on it. This video is intended to show the compatibility of the Evo3POD components on Ian Golds. Then, it's up to you to choose what to put on it. Let's go on. As we said at the beginning of this video, I promised to Giorgio not to make any holes in his Ian Golds. However, there are two other accessories, because we now look at the rear part of Ian Golds, this one, and we'll work on the angled spike. Now, we will see what we can put on the angled part. And, thanks to the Evo3POD template, this one, you can download it from our website, it's possible to fix holes on the angled spike and to mount on it the accessories holder triangle. This is a real jewel, because once it is placed, it's very strong, single aluminium block with internal stainless thread. I get closer, here. Once it is fixed, here, I have the thread, and I can put the tray, the plate, a trace bar, the rod rest arm here instead of frontal. In short, two compatible threads. Whatever I can mount here, I can also on the triangle. Not only, thanks to the template again, the holes this time are these little ones up here, we can transform or mount the single rod Evo3POD. So the Evo3POD Jolly, the upper part up and the lower part down, the two. If you don't have the single rod tweak, you can always use the Evo3POD one, very easy. There's a video tutorial, you place the template inside the angled spike, fix two holes and mount it with the bolts supplied. Another super mega Evo3POD accessory that is now one of the most used accessories. At the beginning, it was really difficult to push it, because to think it here in front of the fisherman, many said, doesn't it bother here? It doesn't bother at all. You have everything right here at your fingertips. It's the big basket. We saw it used with the great success in the World Championships. They used to put everything in here. And in World Championships, you need to take the tripod with one hand, move with all the rod. You can't collect things from the ground. The tides comes and takes everything away, so pick up and move it back. The big basket has an angled attachment, is inserted from below here, from the angled spike, is pulled up, taken to the desired height, and it locks with the inside knob. This is very strong, can hold anything, and once removed, you can put it into the large case. Being a standard classic case, old type, and you lock it here, or being a Shakespeare. When you have the big basket ready, you put that inside the big box. You put it inside. When you come in fishing, you open the big box, take out the big basket, insert it on your station, all is ready. What else can we put on the Ian Golds angle spike? We can put our universal components holder. This accessory. It's universal because it fits any kind of station, spike, tripod with an angle profile, and is inserted simply from below. We loosen it, we unscrew the knob, we lock it at the desired height, and once locked, we have two stainless threads, one on the left and one on the right. This accessory led us two components here. The rod. Under the rod we can put two components, for example, a 30 cm side trace bar and a little Evo3POD holder tray. We put it on the left. Thanks to the Evo3POD Universal Components holder, at this point we put a side trace bar and a little tray. All the Evo3POD components we saw are 100% compatible also with Ian Golds. You may ask yourself, how long does it take to assemble and disassemble? Once you insert the ETB16, the components, the time requested to assemble and disassemble such a station is very little, because you don't have to take everything off. These stay here, stay on the legs. You open it and hook this way. Remove the tray, I release it, remove the needles holder tube, unscrew the side arm,
sgancio,
Release the
la
trace
panna
bar,
tolgo la
remove the
Serbidora
triangular bait tray, this remains all on the tripod, ready to be used when I will open it. An arm up, an arm down. And the leg locker body, we had 2 clicks because we have 2 leg lockers, but one is enough. The same leg locker body blocks them also in the closed position. Is ready. Stop. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and I disassembled all.